Thanks, Leavers. This is SuperZomgbBBQ, and today we are going to be talking about ranked mode because it is one of the biggest parts of the newest WWE SuperCard season, which is number 3. And we're going to be discussing that right now because season 3 is freaking epic. It's insane. I love it. It is just brilliant. And I've already prepared my deck in this video. I've already got myself a deck I can use, which includes Baron Corbin. You can see I'm going to be fighting for those trophies, which show up on your screen right now. I've got myself a Kurt Hawkins because I have to face the facts. And also Roman Reigns, or Roman Regions. Carl Anderson, because I've got to have a tag in there. I like a level deck, and also got myself a Diva tag in there. Because, you know, Nikki Bella and Naomi tag. And let's have Naomi again in the tier, because there was another missing left arrow in the last tier, in SummerSlam tier. So it's actually nice to have another left arrow. But we got me versus Samsons in this first ever ranked match that I played. And you're going to see now we're going to be using one of the newer supports, which is that Money in the Bank support, which is really, really awesome. I'm going to be faced up against a Big E and a Kevin Owens with those amazing pro animations. Actually up against an Elite and an Ultimate card as well. Non-compatible, we have Baz Corbs and Carl Anderson, who are both compatible. Now in this development version, just to mention to you that everything you see may not be the same upon release. It's not fully representative of the full game when it's released. You can see there's a couple of things that might be missing in the game. There's a lot of things that have been included in WWE SuperCard Season 3, but that's more like a disclaimer just so you guys understand. This was a pre-release version of the game, so it may not be exactly the same when it launches. But we're going to see Baron Corbin and Carl Anderson easily take care of their tag team. Next one we're going to see is Bobby Roode versus Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns taking care of business. And with those card backs as well. If you haven't seen the Royal Rumble episode, go and check it out. That was our first PvP action. This is our second with Roman Reigns taking out with that customized Undertaker back of the card, which is a card back now. Definitely worth checking out that video to see what the card backs are all about. But we see Nikki Bella versus Asuka here. It's going to be a clean sweep of 3-0. But not only are we going to have this in our first episode of Ranked, we're actually in Hardened tier. And what happens when you play a tier for the first time? Not only you obviously in Ranked, you get yourself some trophies, which you've got 45 there. You're also going to be able to get yourself your pull. So I do actually manage to get myself a Hardened pull in this, which is awesome. The pull's actually pretty decent. And you also see a brand new big pull animation, which you see. I'm not sure if you ever see it for your tier, or you see it for the tiers below you. But I definitely know that at least from Legendary upwards, this pull notification or this animation does show up. Now, just to explain how Ranked Mode works. Ranked Mode works on the basis that you are playing live PvP against other people at the same time. They are actually playing on their phone or their Android device or BlueStacks or whatever at the same time as you are. And they get to make decisions. Get to face up against the community manager here, B Muscles. I don't know him, then he's the guy who runs the WWE SuperCard Twitter account and a few other bits and pieces as well. He has 30 seconds, as have I. You get this little timer button, this timer scroll that shows up at the bottom. And you actually have to choose that within that period of time. If you don't choose it, the game will choose it for you. As you can see, we end up getting a second win. We're going to hopefully go for a third win, but we're going to end up coming out of that with one loss to Nakamura. So we managed to get ourselves another 45 trophies, and those trophies are eventually going to be able to be used in the ranked mode. Now, as far as we know and the information that WWE SuperCard have told us so far, those ranked trophies will not work towards any kind of prize right now, but in the future there will be month-long tournaments to basically determine who gets the X and Y reward. But eventually there'll be rewards in-game which you'll be able to use. It's kind of like a long-term PCC, if that makes sense. PCCs last for 3 to 4 days. This is like a month-long version of PCC. So eventually you're going to be able to get yourself a pretty awesome card or some other additional bits and pieces. But for all we know, there might not even be cards available as part of the rewards. It might not be like Money in the Bank or Royal Rumble mode. It might be something completely different. Now we get ourselves some trophies at the end here, and we're just about to pull our first big pull of WWE SuperCard Season 3. It's coming. New pull animation as well. We're going to get ourselves a Hardened Heath Slater. Now Heath Slater's stats are actually much better from what I've seen, and he does also tag with Rhino, who's in the game as an ultimate card, which even makes it sweeter because you get to play as the SmackDown Tag Team Champs, or the current Tag Team Champs anyway. But the Hardened Heath Slater is what I get as my Hardened pool. When you get hold of Season 3, let me know in the comment section below what you got as your Hardened pool. And in future videos we're going to get an Ultimate pool, which actually is in the next episode, which is talking about Wild Mode. And we're also going to get an Elite pool, which is pretty sweet as well. And the new animation is different for each one in terms of the colours and whatnot that come along with it. But I get myself a Heath Slater, which is awesome. I'm so happy I got myself a decent card, and his arrows changed as well. I believe to a left or a right. I think it's a right arrow, and Rhino is a left arrow. So it makes it seem a little bit more worth the grind to get yourself like a smoother animation, which is going to give you a bit more of a buzz when you pull that card. I imagine that they're going to make a couple of little bit tiny changes to things like the font and whatnot, because it did kind of look absolutely spot on in terms of where the font was placed and whatnot. But again, like I said, this is an early version of the game, so it's going to be a pre-release thing. It's going to be something which they might fix in the future. But we're going to be playing some more ranked right now. We're going to see if we can get ourselves another few trophies before the end of this. But I'll take this moment to talk about the Royal Rumble gameplay as well. If you haven't seen that, go check out the link that's popping up over here on the right hand side of the video. Also, if you haven't seen the overall, we're going to play against Samsons again now in ranked mode. And I know that guys like Biggie Dude, Luge, Tony Pizza Guy, Tubby Emu and Tom Cushney all played ranked mode actually against each other. I didn't get the opportunity to do that, but if you go and check out their channels, you'll be able to see some actual PvP. And of course, if you want to just stay here, once we get into WWE SuperCard Season 3, we'll actually be able to play against people we know. And Twitch streams of this are going to be amazing. But if you haven't seen the overall menus in Season 3, then I recommend you go and check out the other videos I've done. Well, I've got 180 trophies. Now you see there, Biggie Dude absolutely kills it, and Luge is in there as well. I think AK-47 is one of the guys we got as well. One of the guys in our team as well, which we had. I'm not sure if Debug account, and I was actually 9th. Now, you will see a team rank there. Now, the team rank is actually quite important because there's no team ranked mode, but the way it's going to work is that if you are ranked at like number 1 and the rest of your team are ranked like in the top 100, you're going to be pretty high up on the team rank. Now, teams like, for example, AHTF, maybe the Unit, who are usually guys winning Teams PCC, are going to love that because it shows them off at the top. It wasn't the team ranked, and there isn't team ranked in the game, so there's don't read it too much into that. That leaderboard is purely just to show off where your team are and how good your team are, which is a kind of like a this one's confusing because the Season 1 card shouldn't be in there, but again, like I said, that's part of the course. Unfortunately, you do get sometimes where certain cards show up that shouldn't show up. But there's an AJ Styles getting beaten by Roman Reigns there, which is always good to see. Jokes, just in case anyone gets triggered. I need to find out why you get certain trophies less, because in that audio trophies up until this point I've got 45 trophies, but in that one I actually managed to get myself a little bit less than that. I'm not sure how that happened, but whatever. My understanding is that the game mode ranks will actually be on a bounce system, and the bounce system will effectively mean that you can only do so many games. Nothing was said to us when we actually went there, but we was told afterwards that there is a bounce system in place. One important thing to mention is that bounce system is currently not able to be broken by using credits. So my understanding is that you will not be able to use credits to be able to get or speed up the bounce to be re-energized. So you can't just take 15 minutes off by spending 100 credits. It's not as simple as it is in Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank. So there is definitely no way of being able to speed that up at this time. But in the future, I believe that they'll have the ability to do that. Maybe when there's rewards to go through and they've tested out the servers a bit, maybe they'll introduce the ability to pay for bouts. But as it stands right now, there is no ability to pay for bouts, as I get myself a Summer Rae off the board, which I'll be able to use on my Summer Rae Hardened card that's also been included within Season 3, which is awesome. 270 trophies gone. I am doing amazingly in this mode and just winning constantly. That's mainly because I don't really have many competition. Most of the other people were up at like Ultimate, where I was at this point. I had some massive laptop failure, and unfortunately that meant I was recording a lot of my content after everyone had finished most of their stuff. I'm going to face Roger now and actually go up against him again. I pretty much faced every dev I think in their dev account. And I cannot tell you how much fun this is. But the fact that they've restricted the bouts is a good thing, because it stops people who maybe have the ability to grind be able to overtake those who don't have as much time. For someone like me, it's a benefit. So I'm sure there's other people who aren't going to be too happy with that, but at the moment, with there being no rewards, I'm guessing there's no point to it anyway other than ego boost, which I'm sure someone's going to benefit from somewhere. The entire idea of Royal Rumble mode and the ranked mode is to actually prove people as being the best instead of just people saying they're the best. But as you can see here, we're going to go up against many LQAG. The difference this time is you're always going to be going up against people who have got similar decks to you, so they're going to be able to make decisions that the AI maybe in the past wouldn't have made. So that's going to make things a little bit different, a little bit more difficult. But the idea of ranked mode is that you can prove you're the best, but also to make it completely real. There is more than likely a chance that 50% of the time you are going to lose in ranked mode. There won't probably be a counter for wins and losses in that mode in terms of percentage. But if there was, that'd be pretty awesome to see who is actually doing better than the others. And even they said if you're running something like a 3-man band or a 4-man band where you're not running a full deck, you're going to be facing people exactly the same, doing exactly the same, and you are probably going to lose doing that. So it's going to be a little bit tougher than it previously was. Thank you so much for watching this video. Remember to check out the Royal Rumble, the introduction season 3, and also the entire card catalogue which I reveal. I am done. Remember to like this video, share it on to your friends and family. Remember to subscribe to the channel, which you can just do by pressing the button down here. And remember to go into the description below to find details for Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and also Discord. That's it. I'll see you guys soon. One last thing to remember, that is to zombie!